We're on, I believe. Go ahead, Lewis.
Welcome back to the cave. We are the cave people.
Cave people. We have people.
Yeah, and we believe that the family that games together.
Stays together. All right, so we have some guest appearances by normal cave people who are here every week. Reynolds over here to my left,
Howdy.
and the big fella, Bloobers, over here to the right.
How are y'all doing?
All right, so what we're going to do, we're pretty excited to bring this to you. We're going to give you our top 10 games of 2024. We don't know what's on each other's lists, so that'll be exciting. I am going to go ahead and assume we're going to have quite a bit of crossover, so just be prepared for that. There are many games that we shared experiences with, so we probably feel similarly about those. I do think there will be a few games that appear on maybe one list that don't appear on others, so that'll be unique. These are just, I don't know how you guys built this out, but like I did pretty much like the games that I thought were, in my opinion, the best games released of the year. I don't know how you did your list.
I added everything together. I had like components, like the normal rating system that we
You
have,
did the rating system.
and
Okay.
having it all with how much fun I had playing the game.
Got it. How'd you do it?
I did based on games I will want to play again.
Okay, that's a perfect way to do it.
I did the games I liked playing this year.
Okay, so we have some favorites, we have some other things, so that's a good mixture of sequences since we didn't give you directions on how to do this. So yeah, all right, that's it. Let's see, future content that you need to tune into. We're gonna do the top 10 or maybe five disappointing games of 2024, or games that we were disappointed with on a personal level. And then we're also going to do top 10 lessons learned playing games this year. So those are going to be interesting videos for you to watch as well.
And a couple more review videos from 2024.
That's correct. And we have some 25 review videos to do. If you have not checked out our videos on the Unmatched tournament, that's over, done with. Go back and watch some of that. We also did a Thunder Road Vendetta, a Maximum Chrome Edition review recently. So check out those. All right, so I guess without further ado, I think the order goes Lewis, Bloobers, Reynolds, me. So for each slide, okay?
I think it might be me, Reynolds, Bloopers, you.
We'll
Is that
figure it
right?
out when we go.
All right, well, I guess we'll figure it out. Well, yeah, but we want to kind of. All right, so the first one might be a little rough, but we're going to start at 10, go down to 1, and I'm pretty sure Lewis is first. So
Yeah.
Lewis is number 10 game of 2024.
Undaunted 2200 Callisto.
Okay.
So, although this isn't my favorite Undaunted game that I've played, it's still an Undaunted game, and Undaunted games are always good. It was a little bit of a disappointment for me because there's no real campaign in it, and with like Stalingrad, the campaign is really fun, and the story is really fun to play.
All right. What do we have to add? Anybody? What do you think about this pick?
I
Like
like
this
played,
pick?
I never played it, so
Only played it
Oh, you never
once.
played it. Okay. You played it once.
Yeah, so seems reasonable.
Okay.
It is different than Stalingrad, and that is unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say so too. I think that it's the difference is actually what made it not as special for me. I don't know.
Well, like, it's still an Undaunted game, and
It
Undaunted
is.
games are
The
always
Undaunted
good,
system
so.
is great. There's nothing broken about the Undaunted system in this game. I think it's more or less just the lack of a campaign that kind of I struggled with, but I like it. That's a good pick. So for number 10, it's probably going to be on a lot of people's top 10 list. All right, next up, I think is Bloobers. It is. Bloobers number 10. Hey, look, it's a blank slide. All right.
okay. Then.
What do you got, dude? What do you got?
I got Rise and Fall.
Rise and Fall. All right, talk
Yeah,
about it. What do you...
It's an area you're going to see a lot of this on my list. I tend to gravitate towards area control type games. I like them. I like this one, however, it's fun. It's definitely replayable because the board changes so much every time and has a tendency to screw me over every single time. But it also has this card component which screws another member of our group here over infinitely,
Yeah, that's
like to the point of getting
He
kicked
was-
out of
he
the
was wiped
game.
out.
It's okay.
Like wipe. I don't. Have you finished the game yet? Of it?
Yes, I finished a game. I just haven't won a game. That's okay.
Well,
No, you have won a game.
it's just.
Oh, I did win one against Juliana and him.
So not us.
So recently. No.
Um, It does the area control really great. It's just the cards throw a real imbalance into it that
The guilds, you mean?
the guilds, yeah.
Guild,
The
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like maybe it's just something we should try playing without next time, but it just it just really came out
Yeah.
awkward.
We could do that. You got anything you want to say on this one yet? Or
Not at the
maybe
moment.
Not at the moment. Okay, that's fine.
Not
All right,
relevant.
so Bloopers
This is-
number 10 is
this is called
Rise and
foreshadowing.
Fall. That's called foreshadowing. Okay, well, so I guess this game's gonna appeal. All right, I think up next is Reynolds number 10, and you had.
I have River of Gold.
I like it. I'm gonna move this down just a little bit. There we go.
Kind of call this a engine builder sort of area control if you think about the markets and how you have to set them up. Interesting to play with the dice mechanics and how you have to play around the dice in order to get your goods to buy your people and invest your people. Thought it was a decent game, but only about a top 10.
Okay. Did you enjoy the patron module
Which one was the patron model?
where you get the faction, like a separate faction, not just the generic?
I felt they're a little bit swingy.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you. They are swingy. This is a good pick. I like River of Gold.
I liked it a lot. Most of the things you're talking about, I made it better for me.
Yeah, same.
That good. So this is Office Dog, which produced 2 games this year, River of Gold and Word Traveler. And I think I'm only bringing this up because I think if Mina were here, Word Traveler would probably be near the top of her
One.
top 10 list. And I will say that Word Traveler is a good game. I think that if
It's
you're looking
fun.
for a family game that's fun, that causes a little bit of havoc within the family too, that's something you should gravitate towards. So River of Gold, that's a good pick. All right, my number 10 game is actually, it's a game I don't think anyone else is going to have on the list because I think I'm the only one that's played it. And this is
I played
The
it.
Last Lighthouse. You played this?
I've played it once.
Okay.
I taught you the instructions.
You did. You're right. So this is a solitaire game. Button Shy put this out. Scott Alms is the designer. He has done several of these solitaire games. In fact, one's on Kickstarter right now, Hyperstar Hero or something like that. It was an auto kick for me. I was not familiar with this designer and publisher before the Last Lighthouse Kickstarter, and then I bought the entire collection. They're awesome, dude. This is like I like to play solitaire games once in a while. I know Bloopers doesn't care for them, and that's just his taste. But if I'm down here by myself in the cave and I need a solo experience, I like solitaire games. And this game is incredibly intelligent design. So you have a lighthouse that you're trying to defend. You have cards that you flip over, and the cards are kind of hybrid cards. They count as both like a nightmare and a trap. And you as the player get to play trap cards to destroy the nightmares before the nightmares can destroy the lighthouse. And as you trap a nightmare, it then comes to your hand as a trap card that you can then play on a future turn. This is a really intelligent
Tower
design.
defense?
It's
Tower
yeah,
defense.
it's tower defense, really. It's like a tower defense solitaire game. That's how I would put it, sure. And all the nightmares have like special powers that they do either when they come out or when they're activated. And then the traps also are the same. So if you are a solitaire gamer, you need to check this one out. This is really, really a great design by Scott Holmes, and it's done in about 7-8 minutes. So that's what I like about all of his games. They're very short, very quick. You play it multiple times, and it's difficult. It's not one of those that you're just going to blast through and be like, okay, we're done. So it can be challenging. All right, that's my number 10. Lewis, number 9
Lord of
is
the Rings Duel for Middle Earth.
okay. This is going to appear all over the internet. That's my prediction.
In a good way or a bad way?
Not in a good way. I think
Is
every
this the card?
single
Is this the card
reviewer.
game?
Nope.
No,
This
no.
is
This
basically
was the
Seven
card game,
Wonders
yeah.
Duel redone
So you
with
set up like a
in Lord of the
grid.
Rings setting.
So you set up like a grid of cards, basically.
Not the one Chad and I didn't.
No. That was the card. Yeah.
Oh,
So I was
we can keep the PG rating.
Yeah, no, it's not that. All right.
So I was actually really excited about this one because I just played, what is it called? War of the Ring
Lord of the Ring. Yeah.
before this, and I really liked that game. And I was really excited about this one. This was just a little bit of a letdown. Just a little bit. The game is short. It's real short for
Yeah, that's by design though.
yeah. It's a lot of fun to play, and there's strategy in it, but it's really simple and really compact game.
Well said. But you got anything on this one?
Plays very much like Seven Wonders.
Oh yeah, I mean it's 100% exactly like Seven Wonders Duel, except new skin and
Different flavor.
yeah, different flavor. But I think this game's going to appear on top 10 lists all over the place. I really do.
There's some shortcomings on it, so we'll see about that one.
Okay. All right. I'm assuming Reynolds is going to talk about this one here in a little bit, maybe. All right. So that takes you to Bloopers number 9, which we already know the slide is blank. Boop.
Number 9.
And we're doing this for humor.
Hey,
you
you
got to
can-
understand
you-
our sense of humor.
You can edit it in later.
I can edit it later. There we go. We'll edit.
Number 9 was Deep Shelf.
Ooh, nice pick. Okay, go ahead.
Deep Shelf, again, area control, underwater submarines, and with a little bonuses added in. But again, I'm gravitating towards a lot of these type of games. And I'm just saying this one did it well, maybe not as well as some of the other ones that'll be on my list, but it was still a lot of fun. I'd definitely play it again. But I felt like as far as what it's trying to do, maybe someone else may have done it a little better.
Yeah, so this is a late 24 release for us at least
Mm-hmm.
because it was a Kickstarter. Right? Yeah, it was
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter, not a pre-order. And it arrived late. So I've only gotten to play the game one time. Now I did really enjoy that experience. I think this is a good pick. I like this a lot. I think with more plays, it might have crept up for me. It's not in my current top 10, just spoiler alert there, but I can see where it would be for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's so many games that we play, and we're trying to play them all, but at the same time, it's it might take us a long time to get some replays on
Right.
some of these.
That's true because we cycle through games so quickly. We're playing something new every week. So,
Yeah.
and we don't do this. We have jobs that,
Yeah.
that aren't this. So, all right. That takes us to Reynolds number 9.
Yep.
And I'm excited to see what this is.
Deep
Okay.
Shelf.
Weirdly enough, Deep Shelf as well.
That's funny.
Well, I wasn't saying too much.
All right. That's funny.
What Brian was saying is something I agree with. One of the downsides to it is it can take a while. It's a engine builder, but it's a slow engine builder. And I
Yeah.
do commend it on that. That allows you to play a little bit longer, get your engine developed, and really get into the idea of what you're
Yeah.
trying to do.
It's just like your turns don't. Like I want to do this one thing, but it's going to take me 3 turns to do it.
That's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. If you're
Yeah.
looking to play a little bit of a quicker game rather than a 3 to 4 hour game, depending on how much you want to think about it.
Yeah.
Um,
You
but
gotta remember what you were trying to do 2 turns in. And I'm
there's
like,
also that. Unfortunately, I haven't completed the campaign yet, so I can't comment too much about that. First round was just the first round.
yeah.
Yeah. I think I like what you're saying there. So it does take a long time to play, but sometimes that's okay. Because this is one of those engine builder sort of area control games that allow you to explore some concept in the game very deeply.
Mhm.
And there aren't a lot of games that do that. They're over before you know it, and your engine never really gets to operate. Like you build it and you turn it on and the game is over.
Yep.
That's not the case here.
That's
so
what happens to me in Rise and Fall. all the time.
think so? Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. But all right, yeah, I like this pick. This is a good pick.
I was
Deep
gonna
Shelf.
say one thing about it. I really like the cover art.
It's good cover art. Oh yeah, we're gonna do a cover art top video too.
Well, mine should be real easy then.
Should it? Okay. All right. So my number 9 is a game that we've already seen on the list before, and that's Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle Earth. So
That was my number 9.
yeah,
We're repeating number 9.
we did. So the only thing I want to add to this is that I have played hundreds of games of Seven Wonders Duel, and perhaps that's a bad thing because when this game came out, I do think it's an improvement over Seven Wonders Duel for sure. I think it's a better game, and I think that's largely the overall opinion of other people too. But I just don't really want to play it that much anymore, and I think that's maybe just because I'm burned out.
Can see that.
But it's I commend what they've done here. Repos did a good thing. They have assembled an absolute Hall of Fame crew to design this game, all the way from Bruno Cathala and Vincent Dutray doing the artwork. Like, that's ridiculous. You got everybody involved here. And then you got, one of the top IPs of all time. So
Mhm.
well done. I mean, this is a great game. It's great. I'm not by any means saying anything bad about it. For me, I'm probably not going to play it as many times as I've played Seven Wonders Duel, because that's kind of worn off on me. All right.
My number 8.
Number 8 for Lewis. Anybody else have anything you want to add to this? Or we already did? Okay.
Not on this one.
All right. Lewis's number 8 is
Atlantis Exodus.
Atlantis Exodus.
So this is a game that I only got to play once. I can't really say much about it other than I had a lot of fun playing it.
Well, that
Yeah.
speaks loudly.
I had a
Games are supposed
lot
to
of
be
fun.
fun, and we
It
forget
was-
that.
It was really interesting because you get some going one round and then the board changes and you lose it all.
The board does rotate here.
Then you got to make a new strategy about like almost everything. If everything fell apart, you got to make a whole new strategy for the next round, and it might fall apart that one round. For me, that was the fun part of the game.
It turns out that I'm pretty bad at games that have a rondo. For whatever reason, I'm not sure, but this is one.
And there were a lot of them this year.
There were quite a few. That was
Mhm.
like the mechanic of the year. But this is Capstone game. I really like this game a lot. This is a good game. Anything to say about it, or?
No, I will.
Okay,
Eventually.
all right. Well, that's fair enough. Okay, so that's Lewis's number 8, Atlantis Exodus. Bloomers.
My
Hey,
number
you know what we're
8
gonna do? We're gonna put ourselves in the middle. here.
What?
Go ahead, dude.
My number 8 is Skyrise.
Ooh.
Yep.
Okay.
Again,
That's Roxley. Roxley Games there.
it's area control with like a bidding mechanic put in there,
100%.
but it's also very strategic in that it's all open information, so you can look at see what your opponents have, and you want to like gauge what they're willing to risk to gain some territory. And there's like hidden objectives that allow you to or kind of guide what you're trying to do. So I don't know. It all adds up to a great game for me. We just haven't got to play it all that much. So
Only played it twice.
is it twice?
Yeah,
Probably twice.
I'll talk about this game. This is just outside of my top 10, and it's only because this year was so tight. Like,
Mhm.
there were so many great games. I had a really hard time making this list. But this is one of those that I wrote down on the back of the paper here that was like just outside of my top 10. I think this is a fantastic game. And I'm not very good at bidding games, but this one's a lot of fun. And the deluxe version of this game is
Incredible.
100% worth the price.
Mhm.
It's not one of those games that I would say is overproduced and overcosted at the same time. I think it's a reasonable price for just an incredible product, and they did a fantastic job with the deluxe version of this game. So much so that I own 2 copies of this game, which is ridiculous. And
We originally had the original copy. We were like, we don't need the deluxe version,
don't need it at all.
but
Bought it. I have 0 regrets.
Yeah,
No
it's
buyer's remorse whatsoever.
insane.
I'm just like,
I originally passed on the Kickstarter to looked over produce. Man, was I wrong on that one?
yeah, I mean, I did look overproduced. You're right about that, but this is it's fantastic, man. So good pick, Bloomers. I like it. All right, that takes us to Reynolds number 8 here, and let's see what we have. Ooh,
Yeah.
sneaky pick.
Yeah.
Atlas Lost Rise of the New Sovereigns. Basically a tech tree game where you are competing against other factions to move up tech trees to gain victory points, potentially steal a win out from someone's nose.
Like
That
every
happens
time.
a lot in
Every
this game.
time.
Really good design, all the mechanics of the different tech trees. You have faith, military, science, economy, and what's the fifth one? Or
Culture.
culture. There we go. I always forget about culture. And they all work well with each other, and they work well with themselves. So it's never like you're getting
Yeah.
a bad combination of technologies to research. You never feel like you're stuck. Some work better than others. Sometimes faith just falls flat on its face. But you still have 2 other things to go into, so you're never lacking for options.
Yeah, this game is 100% under the radar, and it didn't get a whole lot of pub. It was a small Kickstarter project by Tactical Games, which is a Japanese publisher, and this is an incredible design. These guys deserve a lot of credit for what they accomplished in this game. So
Oh, the components are real cool too.
this is a game where every time I'm like right there to win, and it's like, no,
Yeah,
snatched
something
away.
happens,
Uh-huh.
right? That's one of those games, and this
Or
is
gets
quick
weird.
and snappy. I mean, this is over.
So this would come in
Like,
at number 11 for me,
Would it? Okay,
probably.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it. I really like it. Atlas Lost. So good job, nice pick. All right, my number 8 game. Wait, look real quick here and see if I want to. Okay, I think this is going to probably appear on most lists, but well, at this table, and it's Black Rose Wars.
I'm surprised you put
Um,
it there.
Where did you think it
that
was going to
low.
be?
I thought you were going to put it in the top 5.
Really?
Yeah, you
No,
really
well, again,
liked
like I
this
said,
game.
it's tough. So this game, Ludus Magnus, and then it has a whole team of designers and artists, like a bunch of people worked on this project. This is the relaunch of Black Rose Wars, but it's a new game technically because you're kind of playing the game in reverse, I suppose, where you are playing as a wizard or a mage or whatever, vying for control of the guild. And you are casting spells that are so incredibly powerful that they're actually rebuilding the guild. Because in the original Black Rose Wars, the guild got broken down. There is a whole lot to this game. There are tons of expansions. The spell drafting is great. The map is great. Like the character development is great. I love it. I love it solo. I love it with 1, 2, 3, or 4 players. This is a really clean game that I think just works. I've always say it's like Harry Potter meets The Boys. If you were to combine those two products together into one game, this is what's happening here. So like if Harry Potter were real, like this is what we'd blast each other to death with spells over and over again. So I'm a big fan.
Mm-hmm.
I can't agree more. It sits a little higher on my list.
Okay,
but,
that's fine.
but pretty much everything you just said, and just the replayability, it's just immense.
That's the thing. Is like no two games of this are ever going to be the same,
Yep.
ever. So it's great. All right, so that's my number 8, and on to Lewis, number 7. Go ahead.
Pagan Fate of Roanoke. This was a game that came from Capstone. Another game from Capstone
This is the
on my
2-player
list. It's a 2-player game, and so there's a lot of stuff that goes into the game. You're trying to count out the witch of a group of people.
If you're the hunter, so you can play the hunter or
Yeah.
the witch.
You're trying to count out the witch from a group of people, and you play the witch, which is obviously the witch, which you're trying not to get caught. We played it wrong for the first couple of turns,
Mhm.
but then it turned out to be a really cool game. It is a bit longer because there's so much strategy that goes into the game, but it's a lot of fun.
So you're just trying to either hide as the witch or suss out the witch.
Correct.
Yep, that's
So
what
like
you're
you
trying
play
to do.
one of the two sides, and then it's a deck. Well, it's
Two-player.
technically it's advertised as a deck building game because you can customize your deck,
Oh,
but there's a default deck of cards you can play each character with. This is a really clever design. I think they want to go like the competitive route with this eventually, I'm pretty sure. We haven't played. We have some of the new decks that we haven't tried out yet. I really like this game. I think this is a good game. I know Reynolds does not think highly of this game.
No, I do not.
Yeah,
a 2-player
but-
Are You a Werewolf?
It
it's
didn't sit
it
with
kind of is. Yeah,
Fair
it's
enough.
it's tough. This is a really tough game, and
Yeah.
you can you can get to a point where either you're the witch and you're like, well, I'm freaking caught no matter what I do, or you can get to a point where you're the hunter and you're like, I have no shot of catching the witch at this point. So, and I think maybe that's why people might get sour on it. But it's
it's
very
still fun.
layered.
I
It's
feel
pretty
like
cool.
Those type of games usually go that route. Like,
Yeah,
they
you're right.
like that is it's not necessarily the end of the game, but it is. And because I know like the werewolf game is the same way. At a certain point, the werewolves can't lose.
Yeah, that's true. So this one's not for everyone for sure. But if you're a fan of 2-player kind of deduction games, I suppose, then check this one out. All right, we're going to Bluebirds number 7,
Number 7.
which means now we need to
Move ourselves a little
expand the network.
Number 7 is Atlantis Exodus.
Okay, all
And
right.
we already talked about it, so it's just I enjoy what
Mm.
apparently Lou does not, the rotating board, because it does change things up so much. Yes, it screws you over.
I said I didn't like it.
well, not necessarily didn't like it, but
Oh,
you
I'm just not
said
good.
it screws you over.
It
No,
does screw you
no,
over.
it's fine. I think in this game it's fine.
It does screw you over, and that's the fun part of
Not
it.
much like
Right,
like
it's-
Plan Unknown. That
It's like you
really
had a
screwed me
plan
up.
and things have now changed and you have
Yeah.
to come up with a new plan. And that's great if you didn't remember what your plan was anyway. So
Yeah.
Well, that's how you play the games there, fellas.
yep.
All right. And then let's go. Reynolds number 7 is Teotihuacan. Nice.
Teotihuacan, City of the Gods. Worker placement,
Sure.
though.
Yeah, it
It
is.
depends on how you move your people around. You're rebuilding the capital city of the Aztecs. I thought it was good. I thought it was for how complex it is. Nothing was grinding against itself. I always felt like every
Mhm.
module, every part was smoothly integrated. Just thought it was a pretty good game.
Yeah, this oh sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, there's nothing more than that. It's just pretty good.
This one's super solid. So this was a relaunch, came out this year, Kickstarter. We got the deluxe version. I'm glad we did because we have everything now for the game. And I will tell you the best way to play this game is with absolutely everything. Just throw it all in there,
Mhm.
see what happens.
First time too.
Yeah, first time. You don't need to, baby yourself into this one. Just go. It's extraordinarily complex. Has so many different mechanics in this game that other games borrow from, like worker bumping, worker growing, collaborative temple building sort of thing, like a setting where everyone's kind of contributing to the end goal there. Yeah, this one's special.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
It's not on his top 10 list, folks.
That
He
is. I don't
didn't
think
remember
that's
if he
on
played
my
it.
top.
I think you only played it once.
I don't think that's on my top 10 either.
No. All right.
Mm-mm.
Teotihuacan's great. Good pick, Reynolds. I like
If I remember it, we'll call it number 12.
it. Okay. All right. All right. My number 7 is a game that we've seen already, and that is River of Gold. Yeah.
Really, you rated this number 7?
yeah.
You played tons of games on BGA.
I know. I play this game a lot. Office Dog, we've already kind of talked about the mechanics of the game. I play this a lot on BGA. I'm actually a top 10 player on BGA, with my ELOs in the top 10. But I don't know. I like this game a whole lot. It's quick enough, too, that I think, it doesn't bog down a game night. Like, you could play this and play something else without running too late into the night. So I love this design. I love the way that the cardboard copy looks with the inlays and everything. I think the board is really
The
nicely
gold
done.
hammer is
Yeah.
really cool.
I like the clan patrons, although I do think they're unbalanced. And that's, a subject for great debate on BGA on the Guru forums, but we'll talk about that later. So this is my number 7, River of Gold. It's a really good game. All right, Lewis, number 6. I can't wait to see.
Atlas
Oh.
Lost Rise of the News.
Wow, I'm surprised you have this on here.
Well, we played the campaign, and I really liked
That's
the
true.
campaign.
We did. The campaign's
The
brilliant.
campaign was amazing, and
It's brilliant.
I think we already talked about it, didn't we?
Yeah, we talked about the basics of the
Yeah,
game,
just for me.
but the campaign, which actually Reynolds did not play,
Mhm.
that is, I think, the way to play the game.
I didn't play the base game. I just played the campaign.
Yeah, I think that's the way to play the game. I
Yeah,
think
the
the campaign is
campaign
beautifully
is-
written. The stories are cool. There are 3 different campaigns. 3 different campaigns.
3 different games.
3 different campaigns in
with
the
like
box.
4 games each, I think, in each one.
5, yeah.
But yeah,
All right, Tech Tree the game. This is a good one. All right, number 6 for B Lubadoob.
Number 6 is Black Rose War.
Whoops.
well,
Spoiler.
I said Black Rose War.
You said Black
for
Rose
most
Wars.
of the-
Okay.
Honestly, this is one.
And you know what? Here, we'll just go like this because Reynolds also has it as number 6.
here, no,
So,
cover up.
You've got
Reynolds'
cover art.
name.
There's gonna erase it.
It makes the list just for the coolness factor of it.
Okay.
Like you said, Harry Potter meets the boys, where we just run amok and blast the crap out of each other, and the fact that there's so much that goes into the game that, like you said, you'll never play the same game twice. I don't think you could, even if you tried.
No, I think it's impossible. There are too many
So many
different
variables, so
permutations
many
here,
things, and
like-
not everything goes in, and then things come out, and then it's just, and it's just fun.
you would build your own spell deck differently every time too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You would want to go to different schools of magic.
Yeah,
to
and even if like,
see what
oh,
they
I
do.
found this one to be tactically maybe a little bit better, but I've never tried this over here. I want to do this. I want to just to see what it does.
And the combination of the schools
Exactly.
is really neat too.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
go
Well,
ahead.
and
Oh,
Reynolds.
good. Going with the schools thing, some schools work better with others than others do. So it's really interesting to find which ones work well with others. Trying to find that combination that works to your advantage rather than to your disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this game.
And trying to make and like a couple of schools that don't necessarily work together, see if you can make them work together
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
come up with some astonishing results.
Which is why I'm surprised you had it so low.
I know,
Or
I'm
low as you did.
I'm thinking though. But well, like I said, I had a hard time, but I
You can always
I
update
really,
it, too.
really no, I took a lot of time on that. I was very intentional about my list. So yeah.
I'll take it.
All right. So which takes us to my number 6, and here I had Atlantis Exodus. So, yeah. Okay, I mean, I think we've said enough about this game really, but it's kind of it's worker placement coupled with action management. And Atlantis is there, and it's going to sink in 5 days, or it's going to be drowned out in 5 days, and you basically have 5 days to plan out and document as much of your kingdom as you possibly can, so it will be remembered.
It's
Yeah.
years. 5 years in the game.
What did I
It's 5
say?
years.
Days?
You
Days.
I
days.
said days.
Big difference.
Well,
Big
maybe
difference.
Maybe the calendar was different back then. Who
Huge.
knows?
Hey, look, I'm writing the calendar, so it doesn't matter, right? Oh, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, 5 years. You do. You have 5 years. Yeah, I like this game, even though I'm not the best at it. It's still trying to figure out how to do it. There are a lot of working parts here that I think that they somehow got to work together. It never feels like too much. It always feels like just enough. And I guess that's why I enjoy
I
it.
don't think being a good at a game has any relevance whatsoever. One of my favorite games of all time, I'm awful at.
What's that?
Expeditions.
Oh, Expeditions.
Awful at it.
No, I'm just saying I'm just not very good at this game. That's all. Doesn't mean I don't like it, because I do, clearly. And I play this game solo, and I like it solo as well. So, all right, that's my number 6. Number 5, Lewis.
Skyrise.
There it is.
Okay, you had it lower.
Yeah. Man, I don't know why, but
Again,
other things just beat it out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
the deluxe version of this game is crazy. That's why it's up here at number 5, is because of the mechanics went into the game. The deluxe version, it's really good. It probably would have been 6 or 7, but like I said, I added every aspect into.
You did the rating system, which I appreciate.
Yeah. So
The rating system, by the way, has been shared on our channel, so check it out.
This isn't going to be like Dead Poet Society where they're trying to put a mathematical figure on a poem, is it?
Yes, that's what we're doing.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
All right then.
yeah, I think we already talked about this game a lot.
Yeah, so Roxley. Roxley kicks the crap out of everything. Like, everything they did do is gold. Radlands, Brass, this,
Mhm.
I don't know. It's a great
Okay.
publisher.
I wish they could combine this and Brass.
Well, there you go. There's the plug for it. Maybe they're listening.
Combine it with Brass.
You managed that
I
one.
don't know.
I have no
I don't know, but
Libers, you ready? You got your number 5 ready to
I
talk
got
about?
number 5.
All right, there it is. You're up.
Ezra and Nehemiah.
Oof. Oof. Go ahead.
Mostly it's just, again, it's an area control game where you are trying to accomplish many different things all at the same time while managing resources. It's one of those games where you're trying to do 1,000 different things, but really only one thing really matters. And trying to remember to do that one thing before the game ends is an effort unto itself. I just really enjoyed it, and but then it's one of those games where it's like, oh crap, I'm forgetting to do all this stuff over here. I'm losing points.
Well, I've done that before playing this game too. So.
Oh, I'm racing down one track, but as like everything else is kind of left behind, and you realize, well, that's not helping me at all.
Then
Or
you
I'm
wait, then-
I'm getting I'm just gonna lose because I'm not deep into the last time was it the market or something where you're
Mhm.
trying to buy certain things. Like I wasn't into that at all. And by the time I realized it was too late. So I do enjoy. I even though it can be frustrating at sometimes a lot of the Euro type games where you have to keep track of so many different things all at once. Um, I enjoy it, but it can be frustrating. That's
Yeah.
probably why it's not higher on my list, but
Mhm.
I don't know. That's just I enjoyed it. I want to play it again.
Yeah.
That's it.
We need to play it more. This was
We do need
one
to-
of the earliest releases in 24. Like this game had to survive 12 months
When did we
to
get
make
it?
the list at the beginning of the year.
February.
This was actually
Yeah,
our
this
first.
was the first 2024 game we had.
This is the first
Like
review.
official 2024.
This is the first review we ever did on the channel.
Yeah, and I believe that
Without
was
the
11
camera
months
and
ago.
without
So
the mic,
I think,
you're using a computer.
so it almost a year ago. This game came out almost a year ago and had to survive that long. So I Ezra Nehemiah is real. It's good.
Respect.
It's good. You got anything, Reynolds?
Not at the moment.
Okay. All righty. We'll move on to Reynolds number 5.
Ooh.
And it's a game that we've talked about 4 times already. No? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the
I think
4th
we-
time. You
Eric
got it.
on every list. I guess I
All
have
right.
the highest, surprisingly enough. I just like the mechanics and how everything flows together. You really can't do anything wrong with your strategy.
That's true.
But the only thing you can do wrong is do nothing. And if you're doing nothing, why are you playing a board game?
And leave
Yeah.
a bunch of workers untrained.
I've never done that.
Well, I have. If you
Oh, he did.
leave a
that.
bunch of workers untrained and you will get hammered at the end of the game. So
In our first game that we played,
Oh,
you left tons of workers
I-
untrained.
that was by accident.
I thought there was something that I wanted to do that. There was something that gave you some kind of bonus for having a bunch of untrained workers.
Might have been one of the science cards, the ones that you have to.
Maybe.
Don't know. Never bought too many
Um,
science cards, strangely enough.
Well, I don't think they're very good, but
They're hard to pull off, and I don't think they're worth as much
yeah.
compared to the other ways to play it.
I just kind of looked. To see
All right.
where
Well,
it
here's a
was.
game that has now appeared on all 4 of our lists. So
Go get it.
that's one that you should probably put on your list just to check out. We're not telling you that you need to like it, but give it a try, especially if you're a fan of Euro style worker placement games.
It's really
So-
fun.
All right, my number 5 is a game that's also appeared on this list already, and I think pretty highly of this game. I have a lot of respect for what they did with this design here. Yeah, Atlantis Lost, Rise of the New Sovereigns. I like tech tree games. I'm a big
Atlas
Atlas Lost.
Beyond the Sun.
I'm a big fan of Beyond the Sun. I play a lot of it on BGA, and when this game came out or was on Kickstarter, I said, okay, I like this type of game. I'm going to give it a shot. And went all in on this one, and I don't regret it at all. This game, like I said, is very under the radar. Not a lot of people know about this game, and I wish that were different because it's a fantastic
It
experience.
needs to blow up in 2025 because it's really good.
Yeah, and if you are a solo gamer, this is one of the best solo experiences I had this year. So I did want to speak about that. I hadn't mentioned that yet. I was saving that for when it was my turn. I played through an entire campaign solo by myself against the bot, and it's extremely challenging and rewarding at the same time. So it was just a great experience. But check this one out by Tactical Games. All right.
My number 4.
We're into the top 4 here. So now we're getting down to splitting some hairs, yeah?
Mhm.
I know my top 4 games. I just
All
don't know
right.
what their order.
Well,
they're in.
here's number 4, Lewis.
Ezra Nehemiah.
There it is.
This fell down on my list probably because better games came out later in the year.
Oof. Better games came out later in the year.
Gauntlet thrown.
Slap. Slap.
They're not much better at all.
Okay.
The thing about this game
Sure.
is you never can't do something on your turn.
That's 100% right.
You
Sure.
always have something to do.
Yeah.
If you do not have something to do, you play the game wrong.
There's no way to not have, there's so many things to do.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of this game, actually.
And yeah, just it is a table. It takes a lot of table space. But you basically build walls around the temple, and it's
Repair walls.
You repair.
repair
You're
walls
rebuilding the walls, yeah.
around a temple, and then you're trying to get, what is it?
Also rebuilding the temple, also teaching the Torah.
Teaching, yeah.
You're doing all kinds of crap in this game. It's crazy.
It did fall. It was my number 1 game of the year until
It was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, that's Ezra Nehemiah. Number 4, Bloopers.
SETI.
SETI.
SETI. We only got to play it once.
It's a brand
but
new
it was,
game. Well, you've played it once.
I played it once and I loved every bit of it.
This is a game that's going to appear on like everybody's top 10, I'm sure. It was on the hotness for the longest.
It
No,
still is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. But again, it's one of those trying to do everything all at once and try to advance your scoring position, but at the same time, just keeping track of everything, and it does it really well.
Mhm.
And it was one of those games that where like you can accomplish so much, but you gotta keep your eye on what you really need to do. It's very easy to get distracted, and you're heading towards that goal line, and then, oh, what's this over here or something? And
Mhm.
like, I can do this, but should I do this? It's just that, a lot of games like that you're kind of stuck, oh, it's going to take me 2, 3 turns to accomplish this, to be able to do this. Not this game. This is like, you've got something to do, but it's, like I said, a question of should you do it?
Mhm.
hmm
Um, that's what made it fun for me anyway.
Yeah. I agree.
Yep.
All right. Reynolds. We got to shrink ourselves again. Reynolds number 4 is, I'm not sure I can even predict what's going to happen here.
I think
I
you
can't
can.
predict
There are
the
some
top four.
games that have not been named yet that I know Reynolds enjoys. I'm just curious to see where they land.
My first one off the list.
Well,
was-
wow. Okay, number 4 is Ezra Nehemiah.
Yeah. Great game. Allowed you can do basically whatever you want and still manage to have fun and possibly claim a victory.
Mhm.
I- Contrary to what Lewis said, is sometimes where you're feeling like your turn just doesn't feel good. There were
Mhm.
several times
Yeah.
where I got stuck in my hand because I had the wrong
okay.
combination of flags.
I gotcha.
But
Well-
that's player error, not game error.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What I was trying to say is like your turn could still be bad, but you have something to do.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, you're right about that,
Yep.
Lewis.
And
All right.
it-
Sorry.
setting is spot on. I don't know much about the story of Ezra Nehemiah, but it seems to be
Oh no,
right
they
on
hit the nail on
nose.
the head. They've done this several times now. Shem Phillips and McDonald. They've done this several times. This is well done work right here.
I mean, it goes into every detail of the story of Ezra Nehemiah. They add to the game.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right. My number 4 is shared with Bluebers.
SETI.
SETI. There's not much more I can say about this game. This is a game that came out really late in 24, but it's all over the place on Board Game Geek, so you can find it quite easily. It's just really clean. It's a clean card playing game. I think it's a card playing game.
Mhm.
And I really enjoy the hidden mechanic with the aliens. Like, I think that's a neat little feature where, you're trying to find these trace signals of these aliens that are out there somewhere in the galaxy, and you're kind of working together in a way so that way you can discover them quickly in the game,
Mhm.
but also competing for those spots at the same time. And then when the aliens show up, boom, the entire game changes, and you
Right,
have
you don't
to
know
you might have to
what to get.
pivot, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen, so you can't plan ahead for that. And the game specifically tells you, like, don't peek or whatever, because I think that element of surprise adds to the quality of the game. I think this game's great. It's going to be around a long time. This is going to be something that people are playing probably for the next 5 years. I would say it's one of those like Terraforming Mars-esque type of impacts on the gaming world.
So I
So
think like it's gonna be in people's top 20 of all time for a long time.
I think this is gonna I think this will start showing up on people's top 20 list, maybe within the next year or two, because people are going to realize pretty much how good this game is. It's pretty good. So that is my number 4. SETI. All right, we're in the top 3. Lewis, number 3.
Unconscious Mind.
Here we go.
This is a game that hasn't been introduced, I guess, yet.
No one has
You're
had this
first.
game yet, and that might be why, because it's really freaking good.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna moderately agree with that sentiment.
So this is a game where I still really don't understand the theme. It's a game where you're a philosopher,
treating clients. You're
Treating- treating a bunch of clients.
you're a
and
psychoanalyst.
You
In the
basically,
early days.
Early
Early days.
That's-
I'm gonna talk about the end game now. You decide when the game ends, basically. Whoever you're playing with or a group of people can just start queuing clients for the entire game and basically gain no reputation and have the game gone on for hours. Or you could try to immediately just go for a reputation and have the game go on for a lot less time than doing it. I'm not very good at the game because I just treat clients. That's all I really do.
Hey,
Yeah.
something you can do in the game.
But anything else you guys want to add?
The artwork on this is amazing.
Yeah.
This is the
yeah.
best artwork of the year.
We still haven't hung up the. We still haven't.
That's
hung
how
up
I
the
feel.
pictures.
Play with all the modules.
Yeah, I think for
Well, I
sure.
don't.
Mhm.
Okay, I would
Get the
I
modules
think I've
out.
only ever played it with everything.
You have,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, get the modules out and play with them because they're good. I don't know about all the modules. The gramophone modules.
Oh
not
yeah,
much.
well we didn't play
but-
with that.
Yeah, I think we left it off because it seems overpowered, but
Yeah.
all the rest of the stuff is great in this game. I'll be talking more about this.
I think we.
I think-
Lubbers, number 3.
Number 3 is River of Gold.
Nice.
I had that
Love
way much
pick.
higher. Mostly
Another one that appeared on everyone's list.
Another one.
Go check it.
Well, it hasn't appeared on my list yet.
I mean, it's not
Oh,
that.
it
It's,
hasn't?
No.
and we've already said everything.
Oh,
we
my
can.
bad. Never mind.
What?
I retract my statement. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. A lot of the stuff that was said about it that maybe Reynolds didn't like was what put it up for me.
Mm.
Fair enough.
That's way to put it.
Okay. We're on to Reynolds number 3.
Rise and Fall. I'm a big fan of 4X games, and this scratches the itch of 4X. Not much Exterminate, because you're not really fighting anything. Sure, the temples allow you to convert people here and there, but you
Mm.
can expand, exploit,
You gotta
and
really get him next to someone.
explore. It's just it plays really well. The card mechanic is great. I do agree that the guild cards are very unbalanced. There are several
Some are
ones
really good. Some
They're
are
pretty
just,
wobbly.
Terrible.
okay.
And if it was all of them were just, hey, you get a little bit extra better on this action, it'd be
Or
fine.
Change your, victory point condition, or something like that.
but
But some of them are.
Just some just dramatically change the game, or one guild just makes it a waiting trap card that you're gonna spring on someone just to cause them and not have fun that round.
Hmm.
And it's just not worth it.
Also, like the last game I played with you, you had a guild that was just overpowered.
It was. I've had that twice in a row.
The coin discount.
Just-
Oh,
yeah.
the discount. I didn't realize how I passed it. I didn't realize how
Crazy.
long it
No,
was.
Well, it's only crazy because coins are worth so much VP at the end of the game. And you have them.
And with the whatever it's called, the trophy things where
Yep.
you
Yeah.
Buy your
decline,
cards
Yeah.
back.
you just buy your
half
cards
price
back
or something.
immediately.
Right.
It's like
Yeah, and if it weren't for these two literally working against the way I wanted to play, I would have won that by leagues,
Yeah.
which just ain't right.
And then somebody always gets squeezed out of the game before everything.
Not always. It's
Yeah, we were all in the game last
it's only
time.
happened
Every
one
game I
time.
played of it
It only happened one time.
twice. Oh, we
No.
made it so you didn't get squeezed out the first time.
No, the first game I almost kicked myself out.
Oh,
He was on the
Okay,
edge
I
of
thought
being
it was
kicked
something.
out of the game. All right. My number 3 game here is probably going to shock some people at this table, at least. And it is also Rise and Fall.
that's your number 3.
really?
This is
Yeah,
my number 3 game.
Nice.
I-
That is a surprise.
Yeah.
It's so I've been thinking a lot about this. And Christoph Bollinger is one of my favorite game designers of all time. He designed Dungeon Twister and is also responsible for the relaunch of Dungeon Twister. And he
Favorite
did this
game
game
of all
here.
time?
That's one of my favorite games of all time. But
No, his-
here's what I'll say. This game is brutal. And you know what? That's okay. Sometimes games are just brutal and they're meant to be highly competitive. And that is what this is. It is unapologetic all the way through. This is cutthroat gaming at its best. This is not for the casual faint of heart who are sitting around at the family table hoping to have a good time rolling and moving. That's not what this is about. This is area control. I mean, I just, it's like a stranglehold every single round. The tension is so high. I have to applaud what he's done. This is a brilliant design. It really is. Even though I suck at the game, I don't care, because every time I've played this game, even the game that I was expunged from, I've had fun, and I, for some reason, want to play it again every time I play it. Every time I play it, I want to play it again. And so that's what I had to really sit down and think about was like, this game keeps bringing me back to the table, so it must be pretty good, right? And it
Yeah.
is.
Surely it
It's
is.
freaking brilliant, is what it is. It's really close. I nearly put this as my top game of 2024. I was so close to doing that.
That would have been a huge surprise.
I know. Well, that's why I didn't do it. But okay. I love this game. This game is great. And if you are a competitive gamer, go check this out. So
Okay, my number 2 is
Lewis is number 2.
Rise Fall.
All right, so there it is. This is the
Yeah,
fourth.
there's some
It's
stuff
on
you
everyone's
guys-
list, so try and get a copy.
There's some stuff you guys didn't talk about.
Oh, go
though.
ahead.
So I, with him and my cousin, played a game without the guilds.
Yeah, we
This
did
was-
actually.
This was my number 4
That's the
game.
one I wanted to say.
Fair.
This isn't my number 4 game of the year with the guilds. You didn't have as much fun with the guilds because someone would just be in the lead the whole time, basically. And without the guilds, it was a lot more fun for me. I don't know about you, but it was a
I'm
whole
still
lot
on the
more
fence. I'm
fun
on the fence.
than
I mean, most of the time, when I played the guilds I have, just gave me like, some extra resources, and
Yeah,
extra
mhm.
which is
PP,
pretty
so-
cool. That's
which
okay.
And it's almost like
Totally
playing
fine.
with
No, I
them.
do like playing with the wonders or what are they called? I
Oh,
can't
that's what I was
remember now,
just
but
about to
Tails.
talk
oh,
about.
sorry, go ahead.
So there's this.
It's your slide.
So there's this thing. I think it's like special weather effect or something. Special effect.
There's a
maybe?
fantastic event.
fantastic event.
Oh,
There's dragons.
Yeah.
There's volcanoes.
I didn't like
Dragons
this
that
at all.
freeze you.
Oh, that's great.
Dragons that freeze you. Volcanoes that blow you up.
yeah. It always seems to be, where do I want to go? That's where it's going.
Yep.
The dragon.
maybe
I
you
had
should-
to. I
maybe
had
you
to.
should build
I had to-
differently.
no, because I had to choose.
Again, the
before
game is brutal.
I had to choose before those things were revealed. So I chose an ability that I could go to the tippy top of these.
Oh,
mountains.
are we
Guess what?
talking about
Dragon
are we talking
shows
about the
up.
game where you put a piece down
Okay.
literally in the one spot where it couldn't do anything ever again?
Yeah.
got
And you
somebody to
wondered why I
edit this
went
out?
next to you? No.
I played
No,
that dragon
I-
appropriately.
I had the
This,
ability.
this is why you don't play this game with your family or your best friends. Just kidding. Or people you love. No, just kidding.
That's why you play it.
That's true, buddy.
Why divorce court's so heavy?
I didn't know it was supposed to be played like that. I will do so.
Oh, it's played like that. This is cutthroat, dude.
Yeah, it's brutal.
This is Max Cave, dude. Max Cave effect in this game.
I have won one game of this
All right.
out of like this
That is
5 of.
Well, you beat me. Okay.
I did.
You good?
Yes.
Bloopers, you got your number 2.
Number 2,
Number 2, Bloopers.
unconscious mind,
Unconscious mind.
which we've already discussed pretty much everything about it. So
Almost, yeah.
just want to reiterate, really great game with a really great artwork. And that's definitely a game we're going to be playing a lot.
I think so.
Mhm.
I think so too.
It came out.
It's
late,
one that I
too.
want to introduce to other groups. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you got to play this. Like Jorge and those guys. Like, you know.
They have it.
Oh, they
I
do?
talked
Okay, well, there you
to-
go. All right.
It's kind of amazing the game came out at all. It was kind of stuck in Kickstarter.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
for a
Well, I'm
long time.
glad it came out.
You got your number 2?
I do. It's on the slide.
There you All right.
It's unconscious mind.
yeah.
It's just a great game. I mean, it allows you to do so much. There's so many different ways to play it. I don't know how everything works together like it does. I don't
Yeah.
know how they manage that.
I think my number 1 is going to be, I don't get booed out of this group.
My number 2 is unconscious mind.
How-
Yeah.
We literally
Wow. You
said
said wow.
yeah, we had three
3 number
Oh,
2.
three
Yeah.
twos for unconscious mind. That is
All right.
that's how good we can.
And
So
and I had it number 3, so
just to add a little bit, yeah, this is a top game of 24 without a doubt. I know there are some big game reviewers out there that don't care for this game very much, but I'm here to tell you they're wrong. No. It's this game is like a miracle that it exists. If there were ever like a perfect board game, this is it. The amount of detail that was paid to every single component, every single aspect, every single mechanic in this game is unbelievable to me. My mind was blown when this game arrived. It was delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed in Kickstarter. I thought it was going to turn into vaporware. Out it comes, and you know what? It turns out we understand what the delay was. These people have made like what I would consider a near perfect board game, honestly.
Pretty darn close.
And maybe it's too perfect, and maybe that's why some people don't like it. But I don't know. This one's special. It's sticking around in my collection probably forever. I'll just say that now.
Okay, my number
That
one.
takes us to our number one games of 2024, and there are some games that have been absent on the list so far that I'm
I'm curious to
pretty
see.
sure that I can maybe predict what's going to happen, at least over here.
Yeah, mine's obvious.
You don't know what mine is?
I know what yours is.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure that
that'd
I
be
know
easy.
what
I
yours
saw
is
it
either.
slide by accident.
Oh,
Actually,
Unless you've
no,
changed
you've
it.
already said unconscious mind, other Nehemiah, Rise and
Switch.
Fall. I'm not really sure. All right, let's see. Lewis, number
River
one.
Gold.
Oh, I got caught on that one.
What the hell is that?
That was dumb of me.
I really like this
Yeah,
game.
good
I
one.
think this is really, really good game. I think that everything that Reynolds said brought him down, brought me up. The little people that guilds, factions
The clans.
you
Yeah.
get make the game fun. They make the game more fun for me.
I'll be frank, this almost didn't make my top 10.
It almost
Really?
didn't make your top
I
10.
almost put
I'm
Seven
surprised.
Citadel over it.
Okay, so see, Seven Citadel was one of the games that I would guess was gonna maybe be your number one, but that's because you've been playing it solo.
hmm
But
I-
now I guess it's not there, so now I know for sure what's gonna be number
Yeah.
one. I think.
Seven Citadel is a great game, just it only plays well solo, but it feels like you want to enjoy the adventure with other people,
Yeah,
and that's why I left it off. It misses slightly.
gotcha. Well, I'm glad you put River of Gold on there instead because this game does deserve some notoriety. It's really good.
hmm
Did
I think this is a good pick, Lewis.
I think this in my eyes is near perfect game.
Yeah, there's not much wrong with this game.
And it
honestly.
plays really quickly too, so you could just play it over again in one night if you really wanted to.
I know I've played some people on BGA who have complained about the game, like, oh, just rush influence and you'll win every time. But I think they're being sore losers. Like, you got to know how to play this game. Rushing influence isn't going to work against someone who knows what they're doing in the game because they're also going to counteract what you're doing. So
Yeah.
it's like,
They're just gonna-
there's not one way to play the game, I guess, and that's the thing is like it's not as narrow as some people think it is. So
And win or doubt sale.
when in doubt, sail
Well,
blue.
one
Nope.
thing I got from this game was that I think you want to build as many buildings as you can in as many different places before the Ember visits. Then you
No,
start
that's
sailing.
a good point.
Then you start sailing a
Yeah,
bunch of resources. This is how I've won almost every game
this is
Yeah,
a
that
good.
I've played.
That's where I'd say the guilds are a little bit unbalanced because the one faction that doesn't care about what die face you have, they can build wherever they want.
Yeah, that is a good.
and they
that
start
is
with a
good.
fair amount of money.
That's
Mhm.
true.
But I'm
But he's playing this on BGA too, so
Okay.
like yeah,
they have guilds on BGA.
No,
yeah.
they do.
Well, you can.
You can.
You can. play
I
with
do
it.
not play with them on
Fair
BGA
enough.
Yeah,
because
you can enter in there.
you could play some people that just know what they're doing
Yep.
with them.
Yep.
All right, good pick. Number one. So Lewis's top 10 is over. You can go review his 10 through 1 if you would like. River of Gold was number one. B Lubadoob, you ready?
Yes,
Oh
sir.
boy, he thinks
Bam. What you got, dude?
Collab.
Are you kidding me?
Nope. No, I'm not.
Wow. Stop the video. What just happened? I got to hear it. Go ahead,
I
man.
just
Let me hear it.
enjoyed the hell out of this game. The production value is amazing.
The
The
production value is
replayability
amazing. I'll give you that,
amazing.
dude.
Everything you do in the game is just every time we played it, we're always like laughing and having a lot of fun playing this game, and I enjoyed it every single time. Win or lose, it's just always fun, and it's different every time.
Yep.
Like I've tried to repeat myself with playing it, and it never works out ever. But that was mostly as far as of all the games I played, this was my number one for fun factor on my list.
Hey, all right. So go get the box down there because I don't think a lot of people know about this game.
it's not been blown out.
You know what? Your Bluebirds down bottom shelf to the right, all the way bottom to the right. Yep, there you go. Okay. So we're gonna get a copy out here because since Bluebirds doesn't have slides. So this is Collab. This is the game he's talking about right here. Where you are a mad scientist basically trying to build out different inventions or summon monsters or build potions. And depending upon like where you put your workers and where other people put your workers, they make your actions stronger or weaker.
Hmm.
So you're not wrong, man. Like we have always had a good time playing this game. I'm surprised. Maybe we need to play it more.
The last
Awesome.
The
time I-
production value is out. It's all, you know what? I didn't give this game enough credit. The artwork in this game is comparable to
Any game.
Unconscious Mind in quality.
I mean, I'm looking at
it's up there. It's
the
really,
pictures.
really
The
up
pictures
there.
are hung up on our wall, and they're really good.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's great stuff. It's like Five Nights at Freddy's type freaky-ish type thing here. Yeah, this is a good game. I like your pick, man.
Thank
I do. I think that's good. That's out of the box.
Mhm.
And that
Yes.
I think the last time we played it was Cabicon. That was
was it.
I think
Oh, well, then we need to add this to the list. We're playing this game soon. Collab. This is great. And Lewis has to play this game. He's never played this game.
Really?
Nope.
Oh, all right.
I've played it solo, and it actually plays pretty well solo. So the little guys have superpowers that they activate, and they're trying to destroy the lab and the different pillars and things, and you're trying to keep everything in order. It's a little bit different way to play, but
Mm-hmm.
what do you guys say about it?
I can see where it can get stuck. So I do feel there are some cards that are way stronger than others, namely the it's the monster cards.
The monster scoring cards are pretty strong.
It just seems like you want to rush those out, and then there's some cards the inventions don't seem to hit nicely. It seems like you build it, you maybe get one action with it, and then it just kind of sits there, doesn't do much.
That
maybe-
could be our deficiency as players, though.
There's always
Maybe.
possibility.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
And potions,
Really,
potions are
it's really-
straightforward.
Probably more like strategically you're
Yeah.
wrong or something. I don't know.
Hard to say.
I don't know. I just enjoyed it.
No, it's a
lot,
good
and
pick. Good job, Bloopers. I like that, man. That's good. You gave this game a lot of credit that I didn't think it was going to get. So go check out Collab. It's worth it. I like your list. All right, we're up to Reynolds number 1. I know what this game is for sure.
Yeah, it's
Without
Obvious.
SETI for sure. There you go.
SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. There's a lot of bias in this pick here. I'm a person of science. I enjoy the heck out of this game.
Nice. All
Ve-
over.
very, very
Very.
biased. The best thing about this game is, as we said earlier, it's kind of a card playing game. No card feels bad to play. In fact,
No.
you're more along the lines of, I want to play all these cards. How can I choose the correct one?
Yep.
And then the artwork on it is crisp and clean. They all represent real life space missions or telescopes or future ideas for the science. All the parts of the map flow together nicely. All probes into landing, into the search for the signals, just play so nicely.
And a bit of randomness at the end.
Mm-hmm. There's a reason why it's on the hotness now and why it's probably going to stay there for a while. It's a well-designed game and ripe for expansion as well.
Oh yeah, this game would be so easy to expand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, you just
It's gonna happen.
different aliens. And
Different.
then if you're gonna
Yeah.
if they're already
Yeah.
working on that, please send them in like individually wrapped, blacked out,
That would
Plastic
be
bag,
that would be good.
so I can put them. Oh, this is in the game. We don't know what it is. Nobody
Yeah.
knows what it is.
I mean, we haven't peaked, but I'll tell you that took some effort to not peak at these aliens because yeah. All right, that's great, dude. That's a good pick. So good list. Reynolds. Number 1 is SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. Okay. That takes us to my number 1 pick. And maybe this will surprise some people, but I don't think so. We'll see.
You got all the top 4 for me on there.
Say what?
You got all the top 4 from my list on there already.
Ezra and Nehemiah.
Ezra Nehemiah is my number 1 game of the year.
That's not a surprise.
That
Um,
surprised me at all. You
the-
really, really liked this.
Yeah, but let's just okay. Look, this game is special. Like it really is. There's so much going on here. It's true to itself. It's just I don't know. I wrote down things that I wanted to say, and then I just decided I'm not going to say them. I just think this one's really special. I think it's really great. I think if again, it's right up there with Unconscious Mind in my mind. That it's nearly a perfect game. It works so well every time. And every person that I have taught this game to, that I've played this game with, has enjoyed the game. even if they were not a Euro style gamer or even a hand management type person, everyone's always had a good time. And I think it's because of the breadth of options that you have available to you as a
Yeah.
player on your turn.
Mhm.
You're never out of it. It's always one of those games where you feel like you can pivot very easily, even if you lost track of the train you were trying to pull. You can certainly get off the track and get on somewhere else. So
If you also recognize it early enough, you can get back into the game too.
yeah. This one, like I said, came out really early in 24. When it came out, I said to everyone here, I'm like, I think this is going to give every other game a run for its money in the top 10.
It definitely has
Um,
for me.
It's a shame that it's not higher on the hotness because people
It-
need to recognize this game.
Well, it also came out what 11 months ago.
Yeah, I
so-
mean, but some of the reasons that people are giving for why they don't like this, like it's the Brown game. Oh, it's brown. Whatever. Like
What?
this,
Yeah,
this game's
cities
really
and
good.
deserts tend to be brown.
Right. I know. I'm just saying. It's,
Shoot, we should have imported that granite instead of the sandstone. It's been readily available.
but no, I don't know. Ezra Nehemiah for me was my favorite game of the year that I played. So I put it as number one.
Fair enough.
All right. Anybody have anything else they want to add?
Nope. I'm just curious as to games that only appeared on one list other than. Is Collab the only one?
No, we have
I had
The Last Lighthouse.
I had
Undaunted Callisto.
Callisto.
What else?
I think all of mine were on everyone else's list.
Were they Deep Shelf? Oh,
Deep Shelf was
you
number-
guys had a couple of Deep Shelf there.
So
Let's see.
big games that didn't make the list this year.
All right, yeah, I want to talk about a couple games that just barely didn't make it.
Just barely missed.
I've got Deep Shelf,
Let's not talk about art.
Okay. Just not to say.
Skyrise.
Arts.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I left off Skyrise as well.
We're going to talk about Arcs later.
that made a different list.
Moon Rollers. I
Moon
really liked
Rollers.
Moon Rollers. Moon Rollers, the Moonrakers dice game.
I think you only
I never
played,
played it.
or,
No,
or you
I-
only played it once.
You
at
You only
the
played
end
it
of
once.
a
You
night.
played it
No,
once.
you played it because you were like, "Is it bad that I like this better than Moonrakers?"
He liked it better than Moon Rollers, actually, or
Moonrakers,
Moonrakers.
yeah.
Moonrakers.
And it also can
I
be
don't
an
hate
expansion
Moonrakers. I
of
just didn't.
Moonrakers.
I got a really bad taste in my mouth when we played with like maximum players.
No,
And I
yeah,
was
it's
like,
not a
oh.
5-player game. Cascadero.
It's a good game. It's just a little bit on the simple side. It's very nice for a quick game. You can introduce it to people who are maybe not into board games.
Well, I
I had it close to the top 10.
I did not like that game.
Teotihuacan.
That's-
You played Cascadero?
Yeah, I played.
Yeah, he played it
It was
with
like
us.
an end of the night
Oh
game.
yeah, he did.
Wrap up. It was a little bit boring. It was a little bit on the boring
I
side.
can see where you would
Yeah.
think this is boring. There's nothing exciting happening in the game, that's for
No,
sure.
You're educating people.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing.
Teotihuacan.
Well, that made
That made my list.
No, I'm saying for me it was just
Wow.
barely off. And then Imperium Horizons.
You need to play Imperium Horizons at least one more time.
Yeah, I've played it a lot solo, I guess. It's a tough game. But were there any more that you thought
So-
maybe
me. I left out Ziggurat.
Ziggurat?
I
Yeah, it's a legacy game, so
yeah,
that's
I left out Italian.
so Battalion again, these are games we didn't play a whole lot though.
I left out Nocturne only because
Nocturne.
I only
You know what? Mina would have had Nocturne on her list.
I only left out Nocturne because Skyrise came along. It was a similar game and it was better. And I didn't feel like I should have had two almost identical
Bidding games? Yeah, I get what
identical
you're saying.
games
Yeah.
on the list.
I get what you're saying.
It was
That
like
what
number
didn't-
10 and then it got knocked off because I was like, Undaunted Callisto, it's still Undaunted.
That's true.
I think that's why it made mine. He's in the box.
There's another one that I was thinking.
I left off the War of the Ring duel game.
You did.
Mhm.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, you did.
The two quick wins I had against you just didn't feel right, and it felt
Mhm.
like it was too easy to manufacture that.
Maybe. Could just be my
Well, you,
idiot playing.
no, I doubt that.
Um,
Played enough Seven Wonders that it just felt strange.
Ascendancy, only because I haven't played it enough.
Fractured Sky.
Fractured Sky got left off the list.
I-
It's made some other people's
okay.
top tens on the internet, so
It's okay. I just didn't enjoy it that much.
yeah,
And
maybe
we saw what was it?
Earth
Or-
came out this year.
no.
Other Brian.
Oh, it didn't.
just won by lucking into it. I mean, that was
Well, with that type of game, sometimes you're going to have a little luck involved.
Federation came out this year
Nope,
too.
Federations last year.
well. I mean, the mechanics it had to be able to predict things. Like you can also just be like, nope, not gonna do it. I'm just gonna throw people
Yeah,
and randomly win.
You're right about that. All right, well, those are some near misses for us, and then we had some stinkers that we'll talk about in another video. So, um,
I think they're already hinting on a
I
name.
guess
that I
no,
missed
that's all
out.
right. It's okay. That's okay.
Well, there was.
Well, I
obviously
mean, not
games
really
that weren't
missed
on
it.
any of our lists there.
That's true.
So
There are also a fair number of expansions that were really good this year as well.
Oh my gosh, yes. Like Gaia Project's expansion was freaking awesome.
Nucle-
White Castle
Nucleum's
Those are Nucleum
several
expansions, I think.
expansions were
Yeah,
good.
Australia and Court of
Radlands
Progress.
expansion. Was
Radlands
small.
expansion is
It's small,
awesome.
but it's good.
Um,
We got Apiary's
The Barrage
expansion,
expansion came out.
Barrage expansion. That's true.
you played it?
you
Yeah.
didn't.
Oh no, Winters was here. All right, well, I don't know. That's our top 10 of 24. You can agree, disagree. That's fine. Comment,
Oh,
say what you'd like.
A Ghost of Robin Hood. We still have to like
Ghost of
actually
Robin Hood.
play that. I think that's gonna be a good game though.
I guess the Robin Hood was pretty good so far. Yeah, you can disagree with us, agree with us. That's fine. We're not trying to tell you what your top 10 should look like. Again, these are just our thoughts and opinions, and we're not even saying that we're right. They're just ours. So in our minds, we're right.
Mhm.
I guess that's about it, right?
Yep.
Check us out, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and tell us what we can do better. But we're here for you, unfiltered and unsponsored, as always.
Hopefully.
See you next time for the cave.
All right.
Tell them Large Marge sent you.
Gotta figure out how to stop recording here. So
More.
Large Marge sent you.
I'll stop.
That we just came up on the anniversary of her supposed